Could be a dream. Crazy cat would be in the corner watching the scene with somebody with his mom while he's touching his thing.
The only crazy thing about Kev is his focus on other men, especially the ones in his mother's basement with his mom on his waterbed. I'm talking.
Cause Crazy Kev is a cock if you see. He likes to watch from the sidelines to see a scene with his mom with another man, you see.
This is Panda MMA News. And now, here are your hosts, Richard and Taylor.
What's up, everybody?
Whoa, what's up?
It's Daddy from Panda MMA News, a.k.a. Richard, a.k.a. your future stepdad, and we have Big Sloppy, a.k.a. the other guy.
It's Big Poppy. You know what it is.
Wait. There it is.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Let's send this fucking
Just
shit,
like a
boy.
fucking hawk. There it is.
There it is.
There she blows.
Hawk Tui.
Hawk Tui, dude. Just like Kevin's mom, dude. Hawk fucking Tui.
Not unless he watches.
Especially if he watches. Then that's when the real Tui comes into play, brother. But what we do have is, I don't know if you guys know this, but Kev's mom is also known as the throat goat. If you didn't get that from the sound. She's the goat.
I'm sure Kevin makes that noise too when he's watching.
I mean, that kind of sounds like him. That sounds just like Kev. But yeah, guys. So, I don't know if you guys ever heard the podcast 10 Minutes of Shaw, but we are actually maybe changing this name to 10 Minutes of Kev or Cuck, whatever you know him as. Crazy Cuck MMA, Crazy Kev MMA. Either way, he's cucking and it's crazy. I can tell you that much right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a few interviews for you guys today. Today, we are joined by Aiden from Ultimate Athlete here in Modesto, California, 209 son. He is a high-level black belt. He has his family has run the Ultimate Athlete gym forever, and now he is in control of that bad boy, and he's trying to make an MMA team. You'll hear more about that in the interview. Shout out Cassidy for setting this up. We are also joined by Corvan Allen. Make sure I'm not being a moron. I'm almost positive I got that name right. Yeah, Corvan Allen. Just wanted to make sure I'm paying the man the proper respects. Super cool interview. You guys will see that when it comes. But what we're going to do now is we're going to run through the UFC 306 Sphere card. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm pulling this bad boy up. That way we can just fully get to Cuckamus Prime status. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, dude?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? I know what you mean, but you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
All right. So we predicted the full card. So we're going to go through the full card. Let me pull up my predictions. I have them actually right here because I had to send them to someone so they can make some bad bets. But, all right. I got the full picks right here. So first fight of the night, Raul Rojas Jr., a.k.a. Chiwiwi, is he fought the Quaalude, Quailing Aroe, which I believe they called him Richie Lang.
Yeah,
that was the name.
Richie Long.
That was Richie Long. So, not the most exciting fight at all. I mean, what do you want, dude? The kid's 19. He's on a very big stage, Mexican Independence Day. He is Mexican as fuck. So very big stage for a young gentleman. He performed. He got the win. No, it wasn't the most exciting fight, but either way, we were right. So suck on that, suckers.
Yeah.
Next fight of the night, we have
Edgar versus Joshua.
No, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Click extend. Yeah. So Edgar Chavez versus Joshua Van. This fight was actually pretty exciting. So Edgar Chavez, he got in that octagon, dude. He looked like a young Hispanic fucking Alex Pieta. He had that stone look face going, dude. He looked like he was about to fucking kill this homeboy's family. But in the end, he kind of got fucked up almost the entire fight. First round, I would definitely give to Edgar. There's not too much question about it, but Joshua Van ended up stealing that fight.
Well, yeah, he started taking away the legs of Edgar, and that's what really initiated all this. But yeah, Joshua Van pulled up in the van. He was like, "Hey, kiddo, we've got some Lucas and we've got some Tapatio chips in the van if you want them." And ultimately rolled off the couch, guys, like short notice, no training camp, and got it done after having not fought for a little while too. So puts him right back in the win column, and now he can open doors to future fights. But
he can open doors to sit in the corner with Kev.
He'll open doors for Kevin's mom.
Yeah. But you know, I live in a rear down by the van. If you guys are in the know, you know. On to the next fight. We have Yasmin, whatever the fuck her last name is, versus Ketlin Souza. This was not how I predicted it. Let's just say this was a very sad night for Mexico. A few of the fights were gift wrap, but I mean, for the most part, Mexico kind of did not clear this. They got a fancy sphere card and not much to show for it because Yasmin got submitted in round 1 at 3 minutes and 2 seconds of the round. Sucks for you, bro.
It was nasty too. I was like, geez.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in there.
Nasty, just like Kev's mom. But
yeah,
on to the next one.
Kevin's search history.
Yeah, Kevin's search history, dude. I don't even want to see that. That's something the FBI needs to be fucking made aware of. But what we do have is Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamas.
That's what we do have, guys.
Bahamas. We predicted this. I don't know if I saw a KO in round 1, but I predicted a win. You know, by my heterosexual life mate over here, he also agreed with me, mostly because he hasn't seen an Ignacio fight before. But that changes nothing because Ignacio was the champion of this against a guy who I think we all do the same thing, which is,
who the fuck is that guy?
You know, and Ignacio won this fight, obviously, very clearly, fucking KO round 1. It was smooth. It was smooth, dude. Unlike the wrinkles on Kevin's mom's body, it was very smooth. But the next fight is Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Great fight. My number one complaint, though, Norma, we're tired of shorts. I don't know what you're doing wearing those loose shorts when you get a butt like that, but we don't need to talk about that. What we need to talk about is that fucking gash on Irene's eye.
Dude, that shit was nasty. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the cut man was trying his hardest to like get it to stop and, you know, putting as much of the Vaseline in there as possible. And, you know,
it was their time of the month.
It was, yeah, dude, it was fucking nasty. Probably the worst gash I've ever seen in a UFC fight. And, but hats off to Irene though, for honestly, it didn't slow her down. She was really willing to fight. That could have went 2 more rounds. I bet you she would have kept going if, you know, obviously they don't have doctor stoppage and stuff, but just based off of pure will, she definitely had the Mexican fighting spirit. But Norma Dumont got it done by decision.
Yes.
Enough said.
And hey, shout out to Tampax for sponsoring that fight. We really appreciate you sponsoring a woman's time of the month. That was a mean gash and it was gushing. But we are on to the main card, guys. We have Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osbourne. And as I depicted, well, actually not as I depicted, because I thought this fight was gonna be a fucking but instead it was more like it was a nice breath of fresh air. It was fun. It
was good.
I will say this was a gift wrapped win because Ode won that fight. Not much to say there. He won the fight. They gave it to Ronaldo. He hurt Ronaldo multiple fucking times. He was dominating him throughout the fight. I honestly don't know how the fuck we came to the conclusion that Ronaldo won this fight, but you know, Noche UFC. Enough said.
Enough said, homie.
But on to the next one. We have Daniel Golden Boy Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics. This fight of the freaking fuck
just send
night,
it, bro.
Dude.
Just send it.
I did like 4 times right there. Fight of the night, dude. This fight was brutal. It was back and forth. As soon as one got rocked, he would shell up and then rock the other. It was rock'em sock'em robots. If it was one letter away in rock'em sock'em, it would have been Kevin's mom, rock'em sock'em. But instead, we got rock'em sock'em robots, dude. And shout out Kevin, dude. Your mom's a nice lady and she's got a very pretty mouth. But what else we had here was just a brutal fight, dude. Like we both picked Zellhuber to win. Honestly, I'm not mad at the decision because
I'm not mad at it either.
It could have gone either way.
And guys, it says decision, but make no mistake, this was a fight of the night. These fuckers went out and they left it on the line. I want to say they were still throwing punches like 1 and 2 seconds after the fight. Like,
Zellhuber did.
Yeah, Zellhuber got a few more in there at the end of that. You know, he didn't get the win, but he did get.
I don't know if he knew where he was half that fight. So
he did get the extra 1-2 in there. So there is that, guys.
I think he just saw Kevin in the corner and he was just swinging. You know,
he's like that. He's like, that's not my corner, man.
But the next fight is the last good fight on the card, guys. This is Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. Fucking banger. Diego Lopes proved last night he is the guy we all thought he was. He is that guy. He rocked Brian Ortega in the first round. He was not afraid to fall him to the ground. He did eat an up kick here and there, but every time Brian Ortega tried to throw up his little fucking T-City bullshit, he was right there to fucking say, bruh, I'm Brazilian. This don't work on me. Same, but different.
Diego made that fight a lot harder than he needed to, though, because I think he wanted to prove a point that he could handle Brian on the ground. So
he made me a lot harder than he needed to.
But you know, he cracks Brian, right, and he gets him on the ground, and he follows him there, and I think he really wanted to hunt down a submission and submit the submission artist. But well, hey, hats off to Diego for even attempting that and having the gall and the confidence in his own abilities to be like, nah, man, I'm gonna show the world what's up. But yeah, he could have finished that fight in the first round and got a finish on Brian, I believe, TKO at least.
If I recall correctly, Brian was saved by the bell, right?
Well, because what happened was he cracks him, right? And then he followed him to the ground and he threw a couple punches, but ultimately he was trying to pass guard. Then he was trying to, I think at one point he got his back, if I remember right, and nothing happened there. Then T-City turned into it, got him back into a guard scenario, threw up a little attempt or whatever, and just kind of let time run out. But but had Diego just let him hit the ground and then had him come back up and then stay calculated and just threw up a couple more pieces, he could have got him to shell up potentially and ran a couple bombs and had a quick night. But whatever.
Yeah, and what you guys got to realize is we were 3 sheets to the wind, dude. We had I had a full 12-pack of those twisted teas before homeboy even showed up here.
And milked a jug.
And then, we milked the jug, dude. I don't know if you guys ever seen this. It's quite magical. It comes in a party jug. It's twisted tea, but it's that like freedom pop, what the hell it's called? A popsicle that's all like American flag colored. It's that flavor. I think it's called rocket pop flavored. That shizness, dude, that shizzle. Oh my God, dude. Like, I'll tell you what, the hangover, not the funnest.
A lot of sugar, guys.
A lot of sugar, dude. Like, I'm already fat, and if I didn't have diabetes, I'm almost positive I have it now. But that's neither here nor there. What we do have, though, is the most boring fight of the fucking night, dude. We have Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. We predicted Shevchenko to win. Did we predict it to be this boring? No.
Well, we kind of knew.
We knew. It's guys. we're separating from the whole interview thing, so we can be real with you guys. It's a woman's fight. Need I say more?
Well, let's just start here. Valentina was scared to be on the feet with Alexa. That's where it all came down to. That's the premise of all this.
She had more overall strikes on the feet. If you look at it, she was countering her the entire fight. She just felt dominant.
Then why would she sit there and hug her and not advance a position for an entire fucking fight for 5 fucking rounds?
Because if Alexa Grasso is not going to fight back, why would you? That's a guaranteed title if you just sit there and dry hump her to success.
Because do you think that people are going to want to tune into that? Do you think that brings up your stock or your pay-per-view points?
Shevchenko's 37. You think she cares about bringing up her pay-per-view points or her stock? And you think she cares about anything? That's her whole fucking career is being boring and laying on people. That's most women fights. So I don't fault Shevchenko for that. It's as much Shevchenko's fault as it is Grasso's fault, because Grasso did nothing to detour any of the dry humping going on. Most of the time, she sat there and accepted the positions. So you gotta. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, either way, it's fucking boring because it's women fighting. But it's a double-edged sword.
I legit was falling asleep, you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I had to wake myself up and do jumping jacks and thinking that this Sean O'Malley versus Merab fight was going to be any better.
Yeah, I fell asleep, dude, a few times, and I kept having the fascination like I was being watched from the corner. Like there was a crazy cuck from the MMA world right there watching me. I just came up with my hands up like, what the fuck? But
the 5'2" Taekwondo artist is going to be fucking
fucking
using oil in the corner.
We got the fucking Hobbit, dude, fucking over there doing his crazy kicks. Wow, what was his name? Bubba Baggins. We had fucking Kevo Baggins over there just cucking in the corner doing his little kicks. Fucking his Precious is watching his mom getting railed at by other people. That's probably why he gets so many fighters on, dude. He just promised them. He just, he hoes his mom out there a little bit.
He's a trust fund baby.
Trust fund baby. But that leads us to the next one. Suga Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili.
Merabed. He Merabed him of that title.
That
was a hot humping.
We predicted O'Malley.
He even kissed him.
Here's the thing, guys. What I will say is Suga did not look the same. I don't know if it was the weight cut. I don't know if it was the fear. I don't know if the nerves got to him. It being, the Sphere and it being a one-time big event. And, you got to follow up such a boring fucking fight before you and try to make it exciting, which he had no part of actually making that exciting until round 5, where he actually decided to wake up and throw some fucking shots.
He looked flatter than Alexa Grasso's chest, dude.
Dude, he looked fucking... Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean... Dude, there's not much to say here. Merab just dry humped him. He was throwing fucking, he's throwing knees to the thighs, devastating knees to the thighs, dude. Like, I'm sure O'Malley's butthole's feeling that the next day. There's not much to say here other than we have a coat hanger of a nose as the champion, who is, by the way, doing everything in his power to fucking dodge Umar Nurmagomedov. It's actually pretty sad. It shows levels, because Sean also earlier this week, I don't know if you saw that, Sean was saying that Umar deserves it more, but he was saying that just so it could be clipped to piss Merab off. But after he said that, he's like, no, I'm not fighting Umar next. No one wants to fight Umar. And there's a reason, dude. We're talking about steroided up inbred hillbillies from the mountains of fucking Dagestan, dude. Nobody wants to fight them.
Ain't nobody got time for that fucking local village goat.
We're talking about Wrong Turn, but in Russia.
We're talking tall boots, buddy.
Yeah, boring ass fight. The Sphere, pretty amazing though. I will say that the best part of the whole night was the Sphere. Watching all the shit. Wished I was there live. Wouldn't spend $2,000 to $3,000 a ticket. You can fucking eat my butthole from the side at that price.
How about the ones that probably spent hella money to have their backs turned?
Yeah, they spent $50,000 to have their back turned to the screen just to watch a bunch of fucking dry humping. Now, when I say a bunch of dry humping, that's the last 2 fights, but that's also the main 2 fights of the goddamn card.
The ones everyone was looking forward to the most,
and the ones that everyone was talking shit on, including us, were the most exciting ones.
Yep. Riddle me that.
Riddle me that, dude. Riddle me this. Riddle me that. I'll tell you what.
Merab treated Sean like the girls he has over his house on the weekend. And Sean just took it.
What is he, John Jones? He just beats his woman?
No, just humping legs.
Yeah. If you guys thought we were done talking shit about John Jones, we're back, baby. We're fucking back. We're back. We're back. We don't care. No one has hold over us anymore.
Yeah, I'm back.
Jackson Winks, I love you guys, but you guys got no hold over us anymore because we're back. Fuck John Jones. He's a pussy. He's a little bitch. You're avoiding Tom Aspinall. You're taking a fight with an old-ass Stipe because you're a little fucking pussy, dude. A fucking pussy. I'm going hard because I've been holding this in ever since we interviewed Greg. But guess what? You got to stop feeding his fighters. This is what happens. Daddy has to, Papa Bear has to get out of the cave eventually. And Papa Bear,
the animal in the cage gets hungry. The panda needs to eat.
The panda needs some bamboo. And guess what? This is the bamboo. John Jones, fucking pussy.
Bamboozled.
I hope that Stipe treats you like how you treat your wife, brother. I hope that happens. Because either way, I don't care who wins here. You're both too big of fucking pussies to fight Aspinall. Because we all know Aspinall creams both of them like corn, dude. It's creamed corn up in this bitch.
Aspinall sounds like the name of a medicated lubricant you'd use to fuck somebody in the ass.
And that's exactly what happened. You know that scene from Lion King when the hyenas are together and like Mufasa. And they're like, say it again, Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Like, ooh. That is Stipe and Jones. Aspinall, say it again. Aspinall, Aspinall, Aspinall. Ooh. Same fucking thing, dude.
They better be careful because Aspinall might be like the new Beetlejuice.
Same shit.
Say his name one too many times, he's gonna end up in a corner behind you like Kevin.
He's like cuckle juice, dude. Cuckle juice, cuckle juice, cuckle juice. Oh shit. There he is. But overall, not a bad night of fights, except for the last two fights.
Except for the ones you paid for.
Yeah, except for the ones. Well, I mean, in reality, we all knew that Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega was going to be fire. If you're in the know, you know Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics was going to be fire. Oh, God. I don't know if you guys saw this. John Jones was at the event. You know, he was wearing a cowboy hat and everything. I don't know if he's really trying to invoke the spirit of fucking spousal abuse, but he invoked it, dude. He was like a genie out of the bottle. But and if you ask him, he was a gay genie out of the bottle, dude. But what we do, he was with fucking Ryan Garcia, dude, a known cocaine addict with another known cocaine addict that beats his wife, and they were partying together. So
what do you guys think they were doing?
Cocaine and beating women. I hate to tell you, dude. Yeah. Fuck you, John, pussy. But anyways, unless you see me, don't hurt me. But mommy. Well, actually, hit me, please. I want to sue you, and then maybe I'll pay a real man to fight Aspinall since you won't. But yeah, no, great night of fights, guys. So let's go ahead and dive on these interviews. What did we say? It's going to be Corvan Allen and Aiden from Ultimate Athlete. Aiden is up first, so make sure you guys listen, like this fucking video, subscribe, follow us on all the socials. We'll get to that at the end of the episode. But all you guys tuning in from Ultimate Athlete, make sure you subscribe and like this video. We need you. We need you.
Or we will find you.
We need the army, dude. We need the army to battle John's fucking pussiness. But yeah, anyways, enjoy the interviews, guys.
All right, guys, we have in studio guest today, Aiden Villavicencio. He is affiliated with Ultimate Athlete. Could you let the guests know what your role is and a little bit about the gym?
Yeah, and first of all, thank you guys for being. Sorry, my bad. Thank you guys for having me here. I took over the gym just last year from my aunt and uncle. I'm 24 years old. Right now, I'm the head adult instructor and head kids instructor right now, and the owner.
Cool. So before I get into my question, just because she set it up, shout out Cassidy. I appreciate you setting this up. But my question is, we talked a little bit off camera. Mm-hmm. You want to get a bigger space. What is your goal for the gym in this community? You got a lot of competition around here. Mm-hmm. We've had the pleasure of cross training at a couple of them, but I don't know. I loved your current facility personally. I thought there was a lot of room and everything. What are you looking for in transitioning into a new spot?
I just want something like storefront. There's we have to rely a lot on our advertisement and everything on Instagram and everything, and I kind of want something more that people just see. And they just go in, walk in whenever they want. Eventually, get a bigger space. And then I kind of want to start adding more maybe MMA classes, kickboxing, stuff like that. So I just want enough space to grow. And then eventually, my long-term plan is to maybe buy a little piece of land in town and then build something there, build a big facility there, go from there.
That kind of reminds me of, although the location isn't really that, but Sensei Studios.
Yeah.
How he's got his octagon in there, and he does he's kind of diversifying, not just jiu-jitsu, but bringing other elements of mixed martial arts.
They have a ring, not an octagon.
I thought they had an octagon.
I think it's a boxing ring.
Yeah, it's a ring, and it's not through him. It's through flying hands. They rent a space through him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that just goes to show you. I've only been there a couple times. I remembered it being, but if it's it's not here nor there. It's just somewhere to throw some hands.
Oh yeah.
But cool, dude. Yeah, we've had the opportunity to do a couple open mats at your guys' gym. The one you're at right now is you have a lot of mat real estate, and that's what I loved about it. And plus, there's a lot of local talent, not only within your gym, but people that are just affiliated that come to you. So you get a lot of good looks when you roll over there. So how'd you get into jiu-jitsu, and how long you been doing it, and ultimately what keeps you going?
Oh man, I think this is year 17 for me. So I started when I was 7. So my uncle and Alex were training at, I think it was at Half's when it was over by I think the old Babies R Us over there by I think it's Mad Monk now. They were training there. I don't know what happened, and they ended up starting their own gym, which was off of Bangs around the corner from here, actually. So we started training there, and it's just a funny story. Like, we were really lazy kids when we were younger, me and my brothers, because all three of us trained too, and my sister now. But we're really lazy kids. We just play video games all day, so they would force us to go in the gym and just like train. And my aunt, so my uncle's sister, Charisse, her and her now husband would teach the kids class, and it just started out with us 3. So we would train every day, and we didn't train, then they'd take us in the office and give us a little spanking. It was pretty funny. Yeah. That's like a funny story too, is they would take us in the office, and like to get in the gym you had to walk through the office and go in the gym. So literally all the adults would just see us getting like not beat, but we basically kind of getting a little beating before class, and they just all laugh at us. So like, and then we still have some members at the gym that like still remember that. So it's just like funny seeing like now that like, I'm instructing them and doing all this stuff from them. But yeah, so that all happened. And then my aunt Charisse took it over from my Uncle John. He started a family, and she took over it for a while. And then we were competing a lot, just going through the motions of it all, and I, at age 14, I started instructing classes over off of Bangs. And from there, kind of just took off a little bit. Same thing happened with her. She started, she had her own little family, and then it got a little too much. So she gave it off, and she gave it to me. So now I run it, and then I have both of my brothers helping teach. And then as well as my sister, she helps me teach the kids class.
I love that there's that family dynamic, and the people that have been there with you guys for a while have those memories of you.
Yeah.
And although it probably made zero sense to you as a kid, I'm sure you appreciate what your parents,
100%.
had pushed you through to get to where you're at today. Because I'm sure you have a great work ethic, and you're seeing things from an adult eye, in that perspective nowadays.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're a gamer though, so I'm kind of curious, dude. What kind of console or PC, and what games are you getting into?
I'm on PC, dude.
No.
Yeah. Right. I just finished Elden Ring like 2 months ago, and then I just finished Baldur's Gate 3 2 days ago, and then I just play a lot of Rainbow and just other little indie games on Steam.
Have you tried Black Myth Wukong?
Not yet.
Dude, that game is amazing. Are you a Dragon Ball fan at all?
Yeah.
Okay. The Monkey King, just like Goku, obviously he's based off, or Goku's based off him. Are you excited for Sparking Zero?
Dude, it's like, when does that come out?
October 11th, I believe.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up picking that one up because I think it's crossplay too now, right? Yeah.
I believe so. I have a Dragon Ball tattoo, so any Dragon Ball game that comes out, I was fortunate enough I got to go to the red carpet premiere for like Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. I'm a very good liar, so I lied to him and told him I was a publicist and got those tickets that way. But but no, I love it, dude. Like my ultimate goal when I was doing jiu-jitsu, they wouldn't allow it, where I was training prior. But I always want to go in with like the orange Goku gi and have the kanji on the back and everything. Yeah, going to get my ass kicked with a Goku gi on. Yeah.
They have the tournaments like that now.
Where you can wear different colors.
Wear whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of gyms locally where they, if you're not higher than a white belt, they won't let you wear anything but a white gi.
I never understood that.
I loved the past places I was playing where I was training, but that was my one gripe. It was like, dude, like, come on, man, I'm fat. I look slimmer in black. Wearing white, that don't help me out.
Yeah. See, that was one thing I I super Americanized the gym. I made sure like we weren't like anyone could wear what they want. No one had to wear like the rash guards, and like it's like, because I think like the sport's really fun, but like I think that's what turns off a lot of people when they come into the sport. It's like they're like, most of the time they're like in their late 20s, early 30s, and then it's hardly ever that the kids, they start when they're kids, but like they come in and then they have like this small Brazilian guy like demanding that they bow to them, and stuff like that. And it's like what are you doing? Like, so like I made sure when I first took over, like we don't like bow out anymore. We kind of sometimes we'll do like a little break, at the end, but like I'm 24 years old. Like the oldest guy we have is like, I think in the 60s. It's like, I'm not going to make him bow to me. Like that, I think that's just dumb. So I made sure like I Americanized it in that way. And I think it's been really working out, because it's like, I get the whole like lineage thing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whatever. But like I learned in America, my uncle's American. So I made sure I changed it over to American Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm going to make sure I keep that going, because and then too, like it also attracts like a lot of like, we have a lot of military now. Ever since I changed that, I think we had like at least 10, 15, like ever since the name change. And then same thing with cops. Like we get a lot of cops now, and cops, firefighters, because of that. I mean, I think it's just I think it's just better.
Well, you're right, and there is definitely something to that, because I remember the very first gym I ever trained out of, they were very traditional, whereas like no music during rolling, and you bow in and yes sensei, and that sort of thing, and it does feel a little bit cheesy, right? I mean, in one hand you're like kind of got that Karate Kid kind of feeling to it. So, but in the other hand, you're like, I'm here to learn some fundamentals and have fun. Like I'm not going into this to be a professional fighter. Like, I'm coming into here because it's something I enjoy, and it kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit. Let's put some music on, have good morale, and like roll and and enjoy the battle a little bit. So I love that you're making those kind of changes, and I think that it creates good culture, right?
Yeah,
when people
100%.
don't feel like there's a hierarchy, like someone's better than another person whatsoever, and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, so kind of walk us through. I mean, 24 years old, commanding a class, although I know you're saying like you don't want them to bow in and stuff, but have you had any backlash, or have you had any situations where you felt like you weren't taken seriously because of your age, or does that all get nullified after a roll?
So, well, yeah. Well, when we were younger, that was the problem. When I was like 14, we were showing classes, and at the time we had maybe like, we'd have a class of like 30 people, but around then, we'd kind of get some looks and stuff like that. And then like growing up, the same thing. Like when we were in high school, we'd, we wrestled in high school, so we weren't there as much, but we'd come back and just like teach a class when like someone couldn't make it. And we'd have like these white belts, like these older guys that just didn't know who we were, because we weren't, our presence wasn't there in the gym at the time. And they would just ask us questions, be done with us and stuff like that. But then like, we'd just shut them down. Like, I think, the one thing I'm really grateful for is like how well my aunt and uncle taught us, just looking back on it. And like, it's not even to toot my own horn, but like I see a lot of gyms, where what they're teaching and like some of the students and stuff like that. And it's not to throw shade or anything, but like we were really taught right. And that's like one thing that like, I'm super grateful for. And that's one thing I'm, sticking with. Like I'm just making sure we're teaching the same exact way that they taught us, with my own little flair and everything. So like to get that backlash from these guys when we were growing up, we just had answers right away. And then like, not only that, like my brother would get punked a lot with all the older guys. I don't know why it was always him, but like my brother won worlds 2 times, which is like one of the biggest tournament, and then he placed silver like another 2 times. So like, I remember one time one guy was like that won't work, and then he was like, oh well, I did that in the finals at Worlds, like, so it basically works. So it was like we always had the hardware to back it up, and then we always had the answers to back it up, so it wasn't like a really big deal. But like we definitely did like experience it. But like now there's nothing. They trust us,
Yeah. So my question is, this may sound disrespectful, but it's not.
No,
you're in the jiu-jitsu community, so you've heard this before. Are you one of the gyms that are the dirty leg locking gyms? They focus on the ankle locks and everything.
No. So I like gi. I'm old fashioned. I like gi. My whole game is like really lazy and just like reactions and stuff like that. I like to be able to hold you down. I wasn't always as athletic as my brothers were. So like, just I tangle you up and do other stuff. We do have we are doing a lot of no-gi stuff, but like it's a lot, we'll show some legs here and there, but it's really more just technical stuff because like, again, like you can teach submissions all day, but it's like if they can't even get to the spots, like there's no point in doing that.
Yeah, that was my issue, cross training with a few places. I was only a white belt and I'm going in there and getting leg locks. Like I don't even know how to get out of this or defend it. Like you got me in a spot where I'm kind of fucked,
Yeah.
And and also from what I understand, it's illegal for a white belt, right, to do leg locks or anything below the waist.
Yeah, so that whole it's like one of those things. It's like an unwritten rule, but it's like like if they go to open mat and you're going with a higher belt, it's like they're probably going to end up leg locking you. But it's like just don't be a douchebag. Like you can tell, like you can size people up. I've been training long enough to where I know like kind of what belt they are and whatever. So like I'm not going to do that to anyone. But it's like. It's just some people, it's just the egos. So, I mean, that's like one thing to look out for in open mats. But like all my guys know, they're pretty respectful. Like they won't do anything unless like the guy's just trying to, be a dick.
So if you started, running classes at 14 on and off, I understand school interfered with that. So it wasn't like it was a steady thing. But through the last 10 years of it, have you had any situations where a student, from back when you were 14 years old to now, like, do you have any success stories of any students that, made it to, qualifying at Worlds or doing anything like that?
Yeah. So since then, we haven't, because we were like the main competitors, me and my two brothers. And then we had my buddy Patrick, who still trains. He just recently started training again. And then I'm trying to think of who else. I think it was mainly us, and then then my buddy Ryan, and then his three sisters. We were all mostly the main competitors. But since then, a lot of our students. So we had one of our girls that we grew up with that we were competing with. That was in our kids class. She won state twice, and then she went to Menlo to wrestle, and she was trying out for the Olympic team about 2 years ago. So she didn't make it, but I mean, it's still it's up there. And then we had four siblings, and again, they all moved to Clovis right after during high school, and then one of them already won state twice off of that for wrestling, and then another one went All-American and placed in it 1 year too, and then the youngest one's still in high school, so she's probably gonna end up winning another one or two more times.
So I'm curious, we know that you're a badass jiu-jitsu black belt. Have you like gone into like the mixed part of the martial arts? Have you had any type of striking training or anything, or is it just jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, no, it's just all jiu-jitsu. Like we don't have, I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know enough about the sport or like who's good to go to, like I don't know if I would ever do it because like I've never been punched in the face. I don't know how I'm going to take it, but I can't like confidently like look at someone and be like, oh, like I know like they're a good coach, I can trust them to like go there and not be be made like a fool. But like it's I just never really thought about it. And that's the same thing for like later on, how I was saying how I want to like add MMA to the gym. It's like one of my main concerns is like, who would you get? Like, how do you know who would be good for your gym and stuff like that?
I mean, I have a suggestion, but we'll talk about it off air. The suggestion I have, that's where they're lacking is ground game.
Yeah.
The Muay Thai is excellent. They had the heavyweight kickboxing champion of the world back in 2003. Excellent stand up, but the ground game severely lacking.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a place where maybe those two parts could mesh together so well, because I've known about Ultimate Athlete obviously since I was high school, like we were talking off camera. And you guys have always had a very high level of jiu-jitsu, super high level. And then at one point, off bangs, like you were saying, you guys had one of the best boxing people around here, Team Execution.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the high level of jiu-jitsu that you guys have, if you guys mixed in with a high level striking coach, you guys would be virtually unstoppable.
That's a solid gym. So, training at Gorilla with Alex, they always had combatives in their curriculum.
Yeah.
You can do it.
This is what Oakdale intuition gets you. We're going to skip past that part for the sake of my ignorance. But you know what I'm trying to say. And I guess my question is is that something you guys are doing? Have you had any of that experience?
So we used to originally be under Gorilla as well. So like we were the first Gorilla at Modesto gym, and again, like we were just mainly jiu-jitsu, just all jiu-jitsu. We like to compete a lot. You know, we had a lot more younger guys at the time and everything. And one of the big problems that we had with them was that we didn't want to do any striking, and they wanted to change the curriculum up and add some like combatives and striking and stuff, and we just didn't feel like that was us. You know, we just wanted to compete. We just wanted to train. You know, so we ended up leaving Gorilla off of good terms, of course. And then we ended up doing our own thing for a while. But I think that was just one of the main things. It's like at the time, my uncle just did not want to do striking. And then again, like, you know, you could take a couple classes here and there, but it's like, you're not going to be an expert at it, you know? So it's like, I wouldn't feel comfortable teaching anyone anything unless I'm an expert at it, you know?
Yeah, that is definitely true. I mean, really with both of those, striking and jiu-jitsu, if you're not an expert, you really have no business teaching it. And just like jiu-jitsu, you know, striking, it takes years and years and years to master the muscle memory and where your hands should be, and, you know, so far, so forth. What was that program that you guys were under after Gorilla? I forgot what it was called. Autos. Yeah. You guys had like that UFC fighter that come down every once in a while.
Bobby Ramos.
Yeah. That. So you guys aren't part of that anymore?
No, we. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. They left. We got a lot of good members, and we're getting a lot of good high level people passing through because we're Autos. You know, and then obviously if they're from Autos, you know, they go for free. So we'd get a lot of like black belts here and there, and just a lot of high level people just coming because it was Autos. So it was really cool. Like we got really cool benefits. We were allowed to go over there once a year and train down there for like a whole week, and then, you know, all this stuff. So like we would go with Dobby too. So he would come down, he would teach a seminar, stay a week with us, and then we'd go over there with a week for him. And it was just a cool experience just to go do that, get all that high level training and stuff. But they left it 2 years ago, and then I'm not really looking to join back or, you know, find another affiliation. I kind of want to do my own, you know, I want to expand and do more stuff with us.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do your own thing, dude, that's really where it's at. I mean, yeah, it's cool to be part of like a big thing like that, but at the same time, you guys have enough high-level competitors, and you guys have such high-level jiu-jitsu, you can make your own name. You don't need any other affiliation to help you out. I like I said, I've experienced it firsthand. I've gotten submitted over and over again from a white belt that just started a week ago, you know, and I was in it for 2 years. And so I know the jiu-jitsu over there is super high level, and yeah, you guys just don't need another affiliation to help you out with that. Yeah, it's cool having a UFC fighter coming through every once in a while. It's getting name recognition, but you know, as long as, especially because you're so young, you keep at it, dude. You'll have those competitors under you eventually.
Yeah,
you know?
man, that's what I'm hoping for.
So I'm sure your parents have been a big influence in your jiu-jitsu career, but outside of that, who would you say has really shaped you the most?
My two uncles, for sure. Just them taking their time. 'Cause at the time, they didn't have kids, so they were literally every weekend we're at tournament. We're in LA, San Francisco, San Diego. You know, they were taking us everywhere. So definitely them. And then again, they didn't have to teach us. They would go an extra hour early just to teach us before class, you know, and then go from there. So I would definitely say both of them. Super grateful to them because, you know, again, and then for them being so hard on us too, you know, it's like they didn't demand perfection, which is like another thing I'm like, I'm happy for. They just wanted us to do it right, you know, and it's like, it's the big difference. Like you can't in jiu-jitsu, you're not gonna do anything perfect. Like the way my uncle teaches, my Uncle John, I like the way he teaches because he's just super, he's a really like sociable guy. He's really relaxed, you know, he's just fun. You just have music on playing and stuff. So always that good environment to have when he taught us. But then my Uncle Josh, super just like, if we did it and we kind of did it right, he'd be like, oh, that's pretty good, you know, because he knows like it's not gonna, I can show you how to do one move, but you're not gonna be able to do it like that ever, you know. So it was just to have that mentality of like, okay, like I'm gonna show you this move, and he was like, but if you do it partly right, that's okay with me for right now, and then eventually, you know, you get it from there. So just definitely them two, and then also my aunt. I gotta thank my aunt too because she would go with us, teach us and stuff like that, and then at the tournaments definitely she would if the ref ever got the score wrong or like, you know, or anything, she was always over there yelling, almost jumping the fence for us, you know, and stuff like that. Like the stuff back then, the scene back then was kind of crazy, but definitely just them three for just taking their time and helping us.
Yeah, so actually, I just thought about it. I have a very good affiliation for you. We'll just have a panda right on the back of your gi,
dude,
and there it is. But
send me the logo, I got you.
But real talk though, are you like a competitor? Do you compete in any tournaments? You know, ADCC or any like worlds or anything like that, or do you find comfortability in, you know, coaching people through it all and everything?
Well, that's so. I want to eventually. I want to. I feel like I'm still young enough to, like, you know, do a, you know, circuit here and there. I'm probably gonna end up waiting another like 2-3 years to start competing again. I'm about like 27 or so. But I just really want to focus on the gym. You know, get more guys in, because it's like I'm almost being a little selfish because like I want to train these guys up to get good. So like eventually I have better roles. You know, it's like and it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's like I can't wait for all these new white belts that we have to get super good so I can have more roles. You know, it's more feel out there, you know. So
How many black belts do you guys typically have on the mat on a regular night?
about 7 of us.
Damn.
Yeah, I think we have
That's stacked.
Yeah, we have about 15 in total right now, and then we're getting another 3 in December.
Dude, like, I don't know if it's any different from when I was training Gorilla, but at Gorilla, like, you would see like maybe 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like the 1 or 2 open mats I went to over there, it was just stacked, dude. I actually remember one time he's been wrestling since he was at elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when it comes to white belts and blue belts, he can handle his own. There was this one blue belt dude, and he took us to
The guy that did the arm bar.
Yeah, he took ownership of our arms. He submitted permits. He fucked us up.
But he was from Dynamic.
He was, but I mean, he said he was always at their open mats.
He always was. Maybe you know who we're talking about, but he was from Dynamic. But the guy was just so fluent. He would start to attack, hit the near arm,
Mm-hmm.
but always go for the far arm.
Yeah.
But his ability to do it, the way he would set it up, I mean, it was just beautiful. I was in awe the whole time. I was like, dude, this guy is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
Although I'm on the receiving end of it, I just admired what he was doing, and I'm like, if I could just take a little piece away from that every single time. One really cool thing, and I'm sure you can attest to this with jiu-jitsu, because you're constantly going through match after match after match after match, it kind of changes your brain from looking at a loss as a failure.
Yeah.
I actually grow so much more through those times when I've lost, like, because it gives me a chance to kind of evaluate what I could have improved on, and then I can focus on that.
Yeah.
And so you grow so much more through those opportunities. And that was definitely one of them too. I'm like, how if he's setting it up that way, like, what could I have done better to create maybe separation or do something that I've protected to extend that role for 10, 15, 30 more seconds, you know, to give myself another opportunity.
Yeah.
So, So have you, when's the last time you competed?
When was it? 2-3 months ago, I think. Yeah. I think June, or whenever June was. What was that, 2-3 months ago?
Something like that.
Yeah. No, I took third. It was my first no-gi tournament since I was a kid. So it was kind of, I don't really like the leg stuff. I'm learning, I'm trying, but it's a little hard for me. I thought I won my first match. I'll be honest with you. I always get screwed at Jiu-Jitsu World League. I always get screwed. If it's always ends in a tie, I never get it. But I could have swore I won. Watched the match over like I won. But I got third. The only reason why I competed though is because we had a bunch of guys compete, and it's actually funny. I was at church and they were talking about how. Oh my God, how King David sent Uriah out to war, and all the other kings were at war, but King David stood in his kingdom. And then I was just thinking, like, man, like all the kings ride out and then their king stood home. So I was like, I gotta go compete with my boys, you know? So I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, oh man. So I signed up last minute, went up a weight class because there's no one in my weight class, and then I competed. But then we were trying to get a trophy because the tournament before we only sent in 4 people. And then we ended up getting like 5th place at the tournament, like in total. So we were like, oh, let's just go for first. So we ended up competing. We all, did our thing. And then we ended up getting 2nd overall out of 157 schools. and we only had 11 of us competing. And the team in front of us, the team that won first, we lost by 4 points, and they had 57 people compete.
That's a discrepancy if I ever heard it right there. But that just goes to show you the level, like the quality of the training you guys are doing. What are some common mistakes that you're seeing beginners make, and how do you help them to make quick corrections so that way they can advance sooner?
Oh man. So the one thing I tell, like, I think, and it's not even just me doing it for a while, I think jiu-jitsu is so easy, and one day it just clicks for everyone, and everyone thinks that too. But the first thing you need to do is find something you like, whether it's being on bottom or top. And you need to, like, the first thing you need to learn a system. You need to learn the ins and outs of it and everything. So like we have one of my buddies named Landon. We taught him how to play half guard, and then within like 6 months he was beating higher level belts at the gym, and at our gym it's a big deal, because we had, he's beating purple and blue and purple belts, blue belts, and brown belts, and all he did was learn half guard, and he learned the system. He learned how to get half guard. He learned what to do if they do this. He learned what to do if they do this. He learned what to do if they don't do this. And that's literally all you need to do. You learn a system, and then once you get good at that and you practice that for a couple months, everything's gonna come, because it's like that's your bread and butter. You can get on top. You can beat them like that. So I would say learn a system. But then two, I think one thing that's killing people now is open mats. If I'm being honest, it's like open mats are fun. You get to roll and stuff like that. But it's like, you'll have the people that skip class and go to other open mats, and do that. So like, I really think that that's really killing these new people that are training, especially the younger people, because they just want to train. They don't want to drill. You're drilling for like 45 minutes in class, and it's like, I know it's boring. I get it. I hate drilling too, but it's 45 minutes of the same thing, of two, three different moves. So it's like, they would much rather just go roll somewhere else, and get rounds like that. And by doing that, like, you're going to get, the guy eventually will get good, but he's not going to be smart, and it's like, I'd rather my guys be really smart and know how to handle themselves, and like know how to teach other people and go out and teach other people, rather than just being good,
Yeah. And, like I said, drilling does suck. And given when I stopped, I was only 2 stripes on my white belt, so I don't have too much room to talk. But the situational drilling and rolling is so beneficial, man. Like, just doing that situational stuff, I found myself in so many situations when it was live rolling, and I just knew how to handle that situation, how to get out of that certain situation, you know? Like one of my strongest points was actually omoplatas. I was at least against white and blue belts, I was really good at setting up the omoplata and, transitioning and securing the omoplata. And if without the situational rolling or drilling, I would never be able to get to that point, because the omoplata is a hard spot to get to.
Yeah.
You got to be on your back, got to be comfortable, and you got to know where to put that arm in the right area. And on top of that, you got to know how to roll with it, and you got to train, like, you really got to train your ab muscles in order to be able to sit up. And, it's any white belt that's listening, they got to realize it sucks ass to do situational rolling and sparring and, all that, but you have to do it. If you want to compete at a high level, it's more necessary than anything else, in my opinion, than, that I can think of, at least.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you're starting with somebody on your back or in a difficult position like that, or they've already, or the choke's already sunk in, and you're trying to work your way from fighting the hands and doing that sort of thing. So, yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have any upcoming events, seminars, or competitions that you're excited about?
Yeah. So, I do a lot of like kid stuff and like outreach stuff. So right now, next month, we're doing a trunk or treat for the kids. And last year we had like over 150 kids there.
Dang.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So this year I'm hoping to make it bigger. I think we're trying to get a couple vendors out there. We're teaming up with this nonprofit called Veterans in Action, and we've done a couple stuff with them already. We just did a backpack drive with them. We got over, I think it was 90 something backpacks for the kids in need. That was like 2 months ago. So they do really good work. So we're teaming up with them again for that. And then the same thing for Thanksgiving. We're doing like a little plate thing. So like, we're going to give out the recipes to like our members and like other family members, and they're going to cook the same exact meal following the recipe, where they're all going to bring it to the gym, and then we're going to pack it up. And then Thanksgiving morning, we'll have an open mat, and we're gonna give at least 10 plates to everyone, have them handed out to people in their neighborhood, that don't have food, stuff like that.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we're about 32 minutes. I think I've exhausted everything I can think of to ask you right now. We super appreciate your time, and once again, shout out Cassidy for setting this up. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I always love talking to local coaches and everything, especially a local coach that's young enough to get out there and compete and do all this stuff like you're doing. It's really amazing, and I'm getting to the point where I want to start training again. I'm going to start at a boxing gym first because my ground game is not, especially being as fat as I am, ground game is not my favorite unless I'm on top of someone. So, but eventually, I especially because I'm local, I think when I come back to the point where I'm ready to do a jiu-jitsu gym, Ultimate Athlete's definitely somewhere where I would go. I like the culture, the way it sounds. I like you as the head coach. You're a super cool guy. So yeah, that's the place where I think I would go. So anyone listening, if you guys are in the area, check out Ultimate Athlete, at least for an open mat. When are you guys open mats?
We have Saturdays at 11 a.m. and then Sundays at 10 a.m. But if you're new, I would probably come to Saturdays.
Yeah. So there you go. If you're new, come to Saturdays, try it out. It's super cool culture, and obviously super cool gym right now. The area you're at right now, but it sounds like you're about to get somewhere even better. So that's gonna be even more. Are you guys still doing like the weightlifting and everything there? Because you guys were doing.
So we have a little gym in the spot that comes with the membership and everything too.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. But do you have any other questions?
No, just to kind of reciprocate that, Aiden, I really do appreciate you showing up here today and taking some time to sit with us, and then just put it out there what your experiences have been as a gym owner and some of the trials and errors and that sort of thing. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Cool. Well, I'm going to tag the Ultimate Athlete Instagram. Is there any other social medias that you want to shout out that should be tagged?
Veterans in Action. I'll send you their thing. Tag Cassidy too. You can.
I'll tag Cassidy. She set it up. I got to tag her.
Yeah. Other than that,
Cool. Awesome. Well, we appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We're here with Corvan Allen.
What
The man coming off a massive victory at LFA 192. Tell me, my man, how did you prepare for that fight for LFA 192?
A lot of rounds with big guys. Definitely to simulate my opponent. Having to move around big bodies and just build up that. Really, it's just that don't quit attitude, because when you're moving a big body, it's not just technique. You got to use some trickery sometimes to get out from underneath. So, just trying to get as much of a simulation as I can get.
Did that fight with Roger, did that play out, strictly to game plan, or did you have to kind of rely on instinct a little bit in there?
A little bit on instinct. We figured he's down to throw down. He's down to throw a knee, go for a guillotine or two. So we knew that he's a bit scrappy, and we already knew his size. So I would have liked to strike a little more, but after grappling with him a little bit in the first round, it kind of built up a lot of lactic acid in my arms. I felt like if I threw too much, I wouldn't be able to retract my arm fast enough to where I didn't get countered. So I had to rely more on grappling than I would have liked, because I just wanted to show my hands off a lot more, because I haven't had a chance to in the past couple. So, but you improvise.
Man, dude, all the pictures I saw on Instagram, you're smiling more than Sam Alvey, dude. You look like a very, very happy guy, very, very pleasant guy to be around. What part of are you from California, and what part are you from?
Yeah, I'm from I'm from SoCal. Actually, like Inland Empire area, about maybe an hour east of LA. And San Bernardino, California. That's where my hometown is.
Okay, yeah, we're from near Stockton, so we're in that 209 area.
Okay.
But my question is, sadly, we didn't get to see the fights live.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into any smack talk because you're part of the promotion. But what was there any like adversities that you had to go through? Maybe eventually we'll be able to see that fight. But any adversities you had to go through that you could walk us through?
Like leading up to the fight or throughout the fight?
Throughout the fight.
Just really his size, honestly. That's really it. In terms of like striking and movement, defending, I felt fine, felt good on my feet. The cage felt good, everything felt good. It's just once it kind of came to like mano a mano, having to tussle with him a bit, I just felt like it was a little tough to move him, to like off balance him sometimes. So hopefully again, we'll be able to watch the fight. I'll be able to watch the fight. I'm reaching out, so I'm seeing what's going on. But yeah, it was just tough to move him. A little tougher than I thought. I've been fighting bigger guys these past fights. My goal is to get down to 125. I've been trying to, and nobody has been taking the fight. So I just took this one, but yeah, it was just a little bit tough to move him than I initially thought.
Do you struggle at all with your weight cuts, or has it come pretty easy to you?
It's pretty easy, bro. I come from wrestling, and like I walk around at like 145. I think I was 140 because I was planning on go to 120, 125. And so I was like, oh, it's 140, 139. But then I saw this one come up. It's an LFA. I'm trying to get maybe 2, maybe 3 more, maybe 2 more after this one end this year. So I'm like, I'll just take it and, try to go down after.
Yeah, dude. You know, I can't stress how much I wish I could have seen it. What's funny is I was in the live, dude, for like over an hour. I'm like, any minute now, this fight's going on. But no, they wanted to play the old clips of Sean O'Malley, which is understandable. He was fighting, but
Right.
But it's not the first time we interviewed someone that was on the prelims and their fight didn't get shown. So
Yeah.
it's just hard for us because we want to prepare as much as we can when interviewing you guys, and
Right.
if we don't have the footage to look at, it kind of makes it a little difficult.
Right.
But what's your experience fighting in LFA compared to your experiences in Cage Warriors?
Well, for sure the broadcast, just being aired. That might be. I'm not. I'm not trying to trash anybody. I'm just like that's just the difference. Like, out of all the places I've gone, I just felt like Cage Warriors. Like, I told people it was gonna be up, and it was up, and then like literally maybe the week after it was on YouTube for everybody to watch, and I didn't have any trouble with that. And so I fought LFA before when I first kind of came off of a long hiatus, and kind of the same issue, but they were able to stream it on Facebook. So it wasn't too bad, but it's still like, I would have liked to have an easier way to, for my friends and family to watch it. But that's the biggest difference. I felt like they were very communicable, like throughout the process, kept emailing me and keeping me up to date on what's going on. But yeah, that.
So where does the fight name Special come from?
So that's my actual name. That's my middle name.
No way.
Yeah, that's my.
Dude, that's badass.
Yeah, my mom. It wasn't so. My mom didn't name me that. It was my uncle. And so I guess he just like. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but he saw me. Was like, this was gonna be special. I'm like, I don't know which way you're gonna go with it, but hopefully I come out on the positive.
He's either gonna be special or he's gonna be special.
Right. So far I guess I'm trending positive, but we'll see what happens. I'm 31, so there's a lot of time to go the other way.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. Do you have any immediate plans, following this fight? Is there anyone you got your eye on that you'd like to face next? And also, with LFA, are you locked in a deal where you have to do a certain amount of fights with them?
So no, right now I'm not like contracted with anybody. I'm I guess free agent, and just hopping around, taking whatever fights. Just trying to stay active, honestly, because I feel like I'm 31, and again I'm trying to get down to flyweight. So it's like time is of the essence for me. So just trying to make some moves. And in terms of a name, not really. It's kind of whoever. Like I saw some guys on the card, saw the main event, saw the I think there's a flyweight fight, like 2 fights after mine that got aired on YouTube. But it's fine. But yeah, I saw them and thought that would be a cool fight. The winner would be a cool fight. And yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what's out there for me. You know, I've been fighting big guys, so maybe some guys look at me like, if he could toss them around, then what's he gonna do to me? So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm open. I'm down to fight whoever. And yeah.
You mentioned wrestling. Is that where it started for you?
So yes and no. Yes and no. I didn't know about MMA when I started wrestling. I found out about MMA like at 19-ish, and that's while I was starting junior college. Started wrestling for Mount Sac over here in SoCal, and I was interested. I was kind of bored with wrestling. I felt like there was there's a ceiling that I could reach because I lacked a lot of experience. I didn't start when I was like 1 year old, you know. So I just kind of got bored, felt a little limited, and then I found MMA when I was a nurse at the time, and I was like, dude, like this is it. Like I gotta do this. So yeah, I just jumped into it. I loved it, and then not knowing that like wrestling obviously will have a great benefit in being successful in MMA. And I cheerleaded in high school, and even seeing that cheerleading kind of transition over to MMA, and it's helped me a lot as well. So not knowing a lot of the stuff I did before, just randomly choosing actually plays a big role in my success now.
So wait a minute. You started the cheerleading. You went to nursing. How did you go from making awesome money doing nursing to deciding, you know what? I want to get half naked. I want to go fuck someone up in the cage.
I mean, you say awesome money. I was a CNA. I wasn't a nurse. It sounds cool, right? Like I was a nurse. I was cleaning up old people shit, and and yeah, sometimes you get the occasional feces flying at you. It felt like a zoo sometimes, and
Sounds like the in-person interviews.
Right. It was great. It was great. Taught me a lot about myself, but yeah, I wasn't making great money, and yeah.
So, sounds like wrestling was kind of the door that opened your eyes to the possibility of doing UFC. Sounds like, I mean, if you were a cheerleader, you had to be athletic. I'm sure you're probably the guy that can do backflips and gainers, no problem.
Yeah.
Right? That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So actually, that's an interesting question I have to ask for you. Like, how did the training of being a cheerleader, how does that translate into MMA at all, if anything?
So it's kind of like how, I don't know if you've heard, like people say like if you train a kid in gymnastics, they're gonna be pretty much like really good at a lot of different things. Soccer, just because of balance and all the different, like you have to learn about your body in a different way than the other sports. And so for me, I used to have to toss the girls up, so a lot of shoulder strength, a lot of back strength. I was a tumbler, so I flipped a lot. And dancing, you learn balance, you learn rhythm, you learn footwork really, and you learn how to listen while you're in transition, while you're listening to music. You're like, it's just like in the cage. A lot of fighters, they got great corners, but they don't listen to their corners, and so I feel like that gives me clarity. It gave me a lot of clarity and of obviously performing. Like I smile all the time, and my coach used to, this is a little racist, but he he was a black coach, a little racist, but he was like, yeah, when black people don't smile, you look mad, so you got to smile. I was like, I'm not robbing a liquor store, so sure, okay, but yeah, I've always smiled even before that, but even so, like. I don't know, man. I feel like it definitely like helped me a lot in a lot of ways. Maybe not the more conventional ways, like punching and kicking and takedowns, but in body awareness and balance and flexibility for sure. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I got your Tapology pulled up right here. I'm just kind of confused. How did you get a win and then you took a 6-year hiatus?
Yeah, around there.
How did that happen? You got the win. You were on a hot streak. How did you go on the hiatus?
So around that time of my last fight, I was kind of like I was young. I was just trying to like figure out life and stuff, and got involved in church and just trying to figure out where I was going. I was in college, and I don't know. It's just I felt like I'm one of those people that once I do something, I have to like I'm all in, so I'm fully committed. So I felt like I was just divided between MMA and church, and I know when you're divided between MMA, you're gonna get knocked the hell out. And so for me, it was just like I didn't feel like I guess I lost sight of my future in MMA and saw more of a future in, God and church and this structural place that I've probably kind of lacked at the time. So, yeah, I transitioned over there and I spent 6 years of my life just kind of devoted and going on different trips, learning about myself and, you know, learning that I should come back to MMA because life is extremely short and I have a short window in this thing. So do it while you're young.
Hey, I kind of want to go back to something you said though, because this just came up. By the way, did you watch the fights last night? The UFC?
I did.
Okay, I'm specifically talking about Sean and Merab here. You remember? I don't know if you noticed in that first like minute, Merab was getting frustrated, and there was like a weird, confusing, and the term came out, excessive coaching. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So do you think that there could ever be and then you said you're a great listener and you got that from being a cheerleader. I'm just curious, like, do you think there's an opportunity there for the opponent potentially if they're a great listener as well, and maybe like they're listening to your coach, or maybe the opposite, or maybe you're hearing the coach from across from you in a situation where it's just chaotic and you hear, like Aljo, you got to go now. And that was his whole thing. And that's how he got dropped by Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see there being something like that with
me?
Do you ever see something like that coming up like that, or there being an advantage or a disadvantage?
Like towards myself, like somebody using that against me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really, dude. Not really. Something my coach said in the last fight specifically is I look extremely composed. Like nothing really shakes me up. I kind of just have this like blank look on my face, no intensity, no. It's just kind of like I go from smile, like literally one extreme to the other. It's either I'm smiling or I'm just like I don't care, So, um, yeah. Even in the fight, I heard the guy's corner like, "Oh, that's not doing anything," or "Oh, you're breaking them," and I hear it. I'm just like, "Oh, it's fun, But I think I'm dialed into what my coach is saying more than they are. It's entertaining to hear them, but I'm like, yeah, you guys couldn't fool me.
Like if your coach is saying, you got to shoot now, do you think that the opponent's going, okay, if you've been listening to your coach this long throughout the fight and they catch on to that, do you ever see it being a situation where it could potentially like you go for that shot and then a knee's coming your way, or or an uppercut, for
No,
example?
I think it's based on like even if your coach gives you instruction, right? It's not like they don't expect it automatically. They don't expect you to just, all right, shoot, go. Like, that's you listen and you're like, okay. It's kind of weird to say, but it's like a strong suggestion because at the end of the day, he's not in the fight. Like, you might tell me to shoot, but I see that he's stepping a certain way or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable right now. I'm gonna table that, throw a jab, throw a cross, kick, feint, and then boom, I go for the shot, and okay, now I feel better. So if you kind of have to take that and also like fit it into your own fight IQ. And if you can't, then you might get knocked the fuck out. You feel me? But but yeah, you kind of have to take that and then be like, all right, think about the context of it as well.
Well, man, I've loved this interview so far. I want to give us time to be able to upload so we get that beautiful 4K quality.
For sure.
But is there when do you have in your mind you like to get back in there, whether it's LFA or another promotion? When do you think we'd be able to see you again in the octagon?
Well, I was looking at October. I know A1 had a card coming up, so I was looking maybe October as well. And if not that, then I was looking at Cage Warriors in December in San Diego. So I hit up the matchmaker for Cage Warriors, and they know that I'm interested, and hopefully I can make my 125 debut there as well. So I'm open. I'm ready to fight, and I want to be active.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, if you go to A1, dude, we're right around the corner. Maybe we can do an in-person interview and you
That'd
know,
be dope.
get that content. Maybe you can beat our asses on camera and we can post that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys look like big guys. I'm like 5'6".
Big guys, but I mean, we're not the professional fighters, dude. I'm a fat fuck, so.
Tell you what, bro. You put the belly on me, I might just tap.
Hey, that's what all the girls say too.
Yeah, I'll take it, bro. Wait, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy,
no Diddy.
That's hilarious, dude. But hey, man, we appreciate you hopping on with us. Seriously, I love your energy, and one of the things I love about interviewing fighters is once we've had this conversation, I just feel like I have a dog in the fight. Like I'm so much more in tune with the people we talk to, and just excited to see what happens with your career. Right. So I'm stoked. I hope we get to see you in October, or like you said, in December, and watch you fight again.
Yeah, man. I hope so. Fingers crossed, and I definitely look forward to putting on the show.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, stick around with us after this. But until then, let's close this out. We appreciate your time, my man. And like he said, we can't wait to see what's next. Cool. All right, we are. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you guys there. Yeah, so that was your interviews. Let's get into the current events, guys. First one, I'll share my screen for this because this is a picture that needs to be seen. It's pretty hilarious. Let's see screen. So Jake Paul claims he snuck into the UFC 306 event, even though he's banned from UFC events, after Daniel Cormier slapped him. But this is what he looked like, dude. He went in as this fucking guy.
You really think that's him?
It says right there, Jake Paul in the spot. Hey, that's our boy Happy Punch. Where he's in the group chat. But yeah, Jake Paul in disguise, guys. Jake Paul wasn't going to be denied at UFC 306. The influencer and boxer who claims he was banned by the UFC over 2 years ago put on a special disguise and says he snuck into the historic event at the Sphere in Las Vegas on Saturday night. As he pointed out in the video below, which we'll get to the video, it's been a while since pulled off the kind of hijinks and helped him make him famous when he was younger. Here's the video. That is him. We were there. Fucking sad day for you, Bal. Fucking idiot. That's what Kevin's mom says. One last merry-go-round. Okay. Well, I guess that's
that
the end
really
of the video.
was him. Shit.
Yeah, that was him.
That was a good fucking disguise.
It was a good disguise. He definitely looked like a homeless guy. I mean, it's no different than what he normally looks like. But no, he tuned in for a W, but what he got, hey, if Sean's performance was any type of like recipient of what his deodorant smells like, dude, I would stay the fuck away, dude. It smells like fucking dry humping, sweaty Georgian balls. Stay away from that shit. But yeah, that's the real W, dude. Trying to stay the fuck out of that aisle of Walmart. If you're shopping for fucking deodorant at Walmart, though, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you deserve that. You know?
If W stands for like welted.
Yeah, welted like John Jones' wife. Fuck you, John. I'm fucking gay guy. Maybe Eminem Guru was right. Maybe you are gay. But Dana White in the post press conference, he criticized Sean O'Malley after a lackluster performance at the UFC 306. He said that he looked flat, which we both agree on. He looked flat. It didn't look like him. I don't know if, like I said earlier, I don't know if it's the weight cut that got to him, or if it was the moment, or if Merab is just too much incest for him. But you know what I mean? Like, let's put it this way, guys. Merab is champion and Bilal is champion in the same era. This is the downfall of the UFC, guys. This is where dreams like crash and burn. Our sport that we love is now ran by
Shevchenko.
She was already champion before. It's women, dude. Nobody cares about that. What we're talking about is real UFC. The performances from Bilal and fucking Merab, dude. Like, those are our champions in the UFC. What do we have to look forward to as fans, dude? Like, nothing. We have a bunch of... You put Merab on a mic, dude, I'd rather blow my fucking brains out. Like, that guy, he just rambles about nothing and doesn't shut the fuck up. And nobody understands what the fuck he's saying. Nobody gets it. He's like Tito Ortiz, but Georgian. He's a Georgian Tito Ortiz. We need to put the boot on that, like, ASAP. It's not acceptable, guys.
He's saying it with his nose, dude.
Dana, you gifted a fucking win to whatever the hell his name was that fought O'Day. You could have gifted us a win to O'Malley just so we don't have to have two boring fucks as the fuck. Not only do we have two boring fucks, we have your number one pound for pound who beats his wife and hasn't fought in fucking a year and a half, almost 2 years by the time he does fight. That's who our champion is. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing, dude? Our last American champion, right? That's our last American champion is John Jones. Don't come at me saying any women names. You shut the fuck up. They don't count. Talk about real UFC. Our last American champion is John Jones, I believe, right? Because Pantoja is 125, Merab's 135,
Ultraman.
140. Ultraman. He lost the time. What are you talking about?
He was the champion.
I said current.
Current.
145 is Ilia Topuria. He's Georgian. 155 is Islam. 170 is Bilal. 85 is Drika. Yeah, dude. Our only American champion of real UFC, not your fucking pussies that watch the women's UFC. The only real UFC champion is John Jones, and he's the least champion out of everyone I just named. He hasn't defended that belt one fucking time. You know what's funny, dude? I just saw a tweet the other day. He was talking shit to Pavlovich. He was saying that because Pavlovich was calling him out. He's all, until you defended the belt one time, you're not even a real champion. Where the fuck are you, John? Tom defended the belt, not you. So according to John's words,
hey, he did defend allegations. Maybe that's what he meant.
He defended his fucking manhood, I guess, from his wife trying to take away his stripper money. He fucking put the mitts on her. Maybe that was the title defense. But I'm just saying, in his own words, Tom Aspinall's the fucking champion. There's not much to it other than that.
Yeah, the title was husband. And now he's wife beater.
I don't know what it was. He ran over a pregnant lady while he's still a fucking light heavyweight champion. You see what you're doing to us, Jackson Winks? This is what happens when feed us fighters like you guys said. We send you gear. We send you guys gear, and this is the thanks we get. Yeah. John is a woman beater and doesn't belong as champion. But anyways, that was a dramatic pause for you at home.
Let that sink in.
Sean O'Malley releases a statement after the UFC 306 loss, and he fires back at Devin Haney. So this is how the tweet reads. Overpromised, underdelivered. Sorry, love you guys. No fucking shit, dude. No shit. You said you're going to knock Merab out?
You lied to Billy.
I am so thankful I didn't put money on this fight, dude, because Diego Lopes is the only one. Diego Lopes is the MVP of this card, dude. Diego Lopes proved who he is tonight. He proved Danny Ige was just a rough night. He had to weigh in the same day as the fight. there's a lot of shit going on in his last performance, but tonight he proved that he is the MVP of this card. I'm trying to get to the Devin Haney response. So
did you guys see Sean O'Malley doing his little? He put on a singlet after the fight.
Here, I'll share my screen so they can see it. Let me open this up.
It's like, where was that shit the entire fight?
Yeah.
Because Merab literally picked him up like he was 2 weight classes lighter than him and just had his way.
Just like anyone with crazy cuz mom. But here you guys go. This is the video he posted. Where was any of this during the fight?
I think that's how Kevin's mom backs up and when they're in the basement.
That's how Kevin backs up, dude. What are you talking about? But yeah, so Devin Haney tweeted after O'Malley, lost a very sad decision. Obviously, you can see right here, O'Malley's bitch ass lost. O'Malley tweeted back, "Still kill you." O'Malley, you lost the right to tweet back with that performance. So let's not sit here and act like you're some Billy Badass when you got beat by an inbred Georgian. So you need to settle down. You need to go back. Maybe let Tim fuck your wife while you watch like Crazy Kev, because that's what you're into. Actually, Merab, because you owe Merab now.
Yeah, you put it out there into the ether worlds.
You owe Merab. You said if Merab wins, he can fuck your wife.
I don't know if Merab wants that, but you threw it out there.
I can guarantee Merab doesn't want that, but maybe to hurt O'Malley, he would want that. Yeah, Sean O'Malley, it's time to pay your debts, dude. You better get fucking your girl Danny on board, because it's time for her to fucking pay your dues, dude. You wrote a check that your woman's ass has to cash. I don't make the rules. You do. So yeah, I'm not gonna share my screen for this. I actually watched the post fight press conference. Diego Lopes, he reacted to Alexa Grasso's loss. He said Alexa froze, but then he tried to say that Valentina shouldn't have won. I mean, in reality, no one won in that fight. We all lost. We paid for that. But
fans lost. Yeah.
But in the reality, you can't say Valentina had to do more when it was clear 5-0 because Alexa froze. No, what it is Alexa got fucking lucky the last fight, and this fight, Valentina, well, she does this every fight. So I can't say that Valentina wasn't taking no chances and she was just securing the win the way she had to. Valentina secured the win, but just like most women fights, it was a fucking snooze fest. This is why, if you guys watch episode 1, you guys will see we said women's MMA should be separate from men's MMA. And this is the reason why. Put them on their own fucking card like Invicta. By the way, fucking Invicta also. Put them on their own card like Invicta. Don't include them in our shit, dude. We don't want to watch it. Give us the option, because you're gonna see no one wants to watch it.
You just reminded me. We got to talk about some promotions.
We do.
You know what?
We do. Hey, actually, guys,
it's a good time to pivot towards
No. We're gonna pivot towards it on Thursday's episode, because we might as well just hit both promotions the same episode. We're already going hard enough in the paint this episode, but
okay.
We're recording the first part of Thursday right after this, so we'll get into that Thursday's episode. But yeah, so that's that. The next one is, this one's actually kind of funny. Let me see if there's a video.
Dana, he's a monster.
So I don't know if I can show this video. I'll show it, but when I post it on YouTube, they might take it down for copyright. So just to give you guys backstory in case they take it down, they filmed a promotional video for the Venom: The Last Dance movie with Dana White and Sean O'Malley. I'll read it off as it's happening. I'll read it off before it happens, because if they take it down, if they make me edit it out, then I can't, go through it. So pretty much it starts out with Tom Hardy walks into Dana White's office. He shuts the door. Venom calls him like Tubby, tells him to shut the fucking door. Dana says, "What are you doing in here?" He says, "I need a fight. I'll fight your best champion. I just need money." Dana asks him if he's fucking crazy. He says, "Yeah." Tells him to fuck off. And then you hear a bunch of ruckus, and Dana walks out of the office to Sean O'Malley getting choked out by fucking Tom Hardy. Hopefully I don't have to edit this out so you guys can see this. We're gonna play it right now though. So let me share my screen. But just remember, if it does get taken down, it's YouTube's fault because they're kind of sissies. But here's the video.
As far as pre-buys, it's going to be the biggest fight in UFC history.
Hey, Dana.
Oh, hold on a second. How the hell did you get in here?
Through the door, dummy. Yeah. I have a proposition. I'm on the run. I'm broke. I need some cash.
And brains. What you need to do is get the fuck out of here.
Hear me out, right? I can fight anyone on the roster.
Yeah, you're a fucking lunatic.
No, I'm not. And I can win too. I could be the champion that people are looking for. I just need you to give me some cash now.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
I'm gonna give you a week. No, don't do that.
5.
We'll eat your face. Not the face. I'm gonna leave.
That's probably a good idea.
You're very handsome.
I know. You're not gonna believe what just happened. What the fuck?
Dana, he's a monster.
You lunatic! Let go of him.
He's literally
that
not
Merab?
human.
Get out
Right.
of here.
This is a lot of gambling money.
This never happened.
Let us return to the casino.
Beat it, you freak.
I'm pretty sure that's Merab.
So yeah, if they make us take it down, just Google. It's on Dana White's Twitter, so you guys can find it pretty easily. I don't know if they'll make us take it down. If not, then you get a little treat.
Then enjoy.
But on to the next one. So the UFC 307 main card was revealed during last night's event. Clearly, we all already fucking knew this isn't news. Alex Pereira is fighting Khalil Roundtree in the main event of UFC 307 in Salt Lake City. But the whole main card was revealed. So the co-main event is Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena for the women's bantamweight title. That's what I have to say about that. Movsar Evlov is fighting Aljamain Sterling, which is a big. And then we have Ketlin Vieira versus Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison's who should be fighting for the women's bantamweight.
I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for that one. But
Kayla's a beast.
Juliana Pena can just go fucking fist herself under a bridge. And then we also have Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland, which is, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. I want to say will be the fight of the night, but both men have a chance to win this. They're both excellent. So regardless, though, I don't predict that going past the second round. But Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland, that might be your fight of the night. That just might be. The prelims also got announced. We have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley.
Damn, that's a prelim?
Yeah, that's a fire.
That's Jose Aldo?
Well, let's keep reading. That way they don't. Nate Landwehr versus Austin Hubbard. And then Carla Esparza, who gives a fuck about that, versus Tisha Pennington. Jose Aldo versus Mario Bautista, which is a firefight.
That's me sick.
Ryan Spann versus OSP, which is a firefight. Mauricio Ruffy versus to be announced. We don't know that one yet.
Could be Crazy Kevin.
Crazy Kev's only allowed to watch in the corner, dude. That's the only seat he'll ever be able to buy for the UFC. We also have Marina Rodriguez versus Yasmin Lucindo. Marina Rodriguez is actually one of the few exciting female fighters. There's nothing to look at in this fight. I'm not going to sit here and fucking pull you guys peckers, but I'm just letting you know, nothing exciting to see in this fight. And then we also have Court McGee versus Tim Means. That one should be pretty good. We got Tim Means. He's an older fighter, but old dog. Should be a fun fight. Cesar Almeida versus Ior Potira. Can't say I'm familiar with Ior.
That's going to be a banger.
But Cesar Almeida.
You know who Ior is.
I probably do. Here, let me just open this up so I can.
Let me show you, homie.
I got it right. Well, thought I had it right here. His last fight was UFC Saudi Arabia. He fought Shera. Oh, he fought Shera. He fought the Muay Thai pirate.
I thought it was just going to. Here, let's do images. It's this guy, dude.
Yeah, he fought fucking Shera. Okay.
Yeah.
He got beat, but yeah. Should be
good. He's a fun fight.
Should be a pretty all right fight. And then the next thing, this is the one that I wanted to share my screen for. It's Dana White's hologram wall. If this gets taken down, dude, YouTube, you guys gotta figure shit out because there's nothing copyright here, and you guys can fucking suck my willy. You guys can suck my Dvalishvili. But here you go. Right here. So it's a dome to rival Kevin's mom. All right, let's get to the fucking. Just shut up and get to the hologram. All right, ignore that, guys. I didn't show the hologram at all. Maybe right here. Here's the video. Sorry, guys. Yeah, MMAfighting.com. Get your shit in order.
You fucking pricks.
So yeah, they had holograms there.
It's starting to seem more like a backhand to the Mexicans after the way it all played out.
Right. Hopefully they show the Spanish version. So yeah, you guys get the gist. Pretty hilarious. Yeah, I mean, guys, there's not much more to cover. If you guys like smack talk and you guys want to hear us rip to shreds two promotions, tune into Thursday night's episode. You guys are going to hear some shit go down because
cheeks will be spread.
We got a lot of shit to say. There's two promotions that need to be put in check. And, you know, if no one else is going to do it, we're going to fucking do it. So tune in. Till then, follow us on Instagram, Panda MMA News 1 with a 1. Follow us on TikTok and X, same name, Panda MMA News. And then, you know, buy some fucking merch, dude. Buy some merch. Maybe you can buy like a corner outfit for Kevin, dude. Maybe get him a little dog collar because he's a little fucking cuck little fuck. But
a lot of you guys are buying the merch and we appreciate it. But hey, dude, we just dropped some more stuff in there, guys. Be the first to get the new additions.
Be the trendsetter, dude. Don't be the cuck setter.
Okay.
But yeah, till then, tiddly.